The opening words today is titled, To Learn from Animal Being by John O'Donohue. Nearer to the earth's heart, deeper within its silence, animals know this world in a way we never will. We who are ever distanced and distracted by the parade of bright windows thought opens. Their seamless present is not fractured thus. Stranded between time gone and time emerging, we manage seldom to be where we are, whereas they are always looking out from the here and now. May we learn to return and rest in the beauty of animal being, learn to lean low, leave our locked minds, and with freed senses feel the earth breathing with us. May we enter into lightness of spirit and slip frequently into the feel of the wild. Let the clear silence of our animal being cleanse our hearts of corrosive words. May we learn to walk upon the earth with all their confidence and clear-eyed stillness, so that our minds might be baptized in the name of the wind and the light and the rain.
Today, I have a little quiz here for some of our pets here. It's titled Tricks. Okay, what are tricks besides good cereal? Things that dogs or animals can do. Anyone know of any tricks? Yeah. What's yours? Tell me what it is. What'd you say? Oh, you need the microphone to say it? Oh, he needs a deck of cards. Okay. He's our card shark here. Keep your money safe. Okay, what about you? Lay down. That's a good one. Oh. Oh, she shakes her hand. Oh. What about you? Sit. Okay, well, actually, sit. Where's my piece of paper? Here's my piece. Oh, yes. High five. Oh, nice. You know, I think they're more like high four and a dewclaw. Or how many? I don't know how many. Yeah. Well, welcome. Okay, so I have a couple tricks here, and we're going to see if we can. We'll see if we can learn some new tricks too. Okay. So the first one is sit. Any dogs want to practice that one? Oh, you're already sitting. You're already doing so good. That one's pretty easy, right? You kind of just say, sit. And if you have, what did you say you gave your dog? Treats. That's a really good one to have. Sit. Okay, good. So that's the first one. What about come? Is that one pretty easy? Do you know why the dogs come or animals come usually when you ask them to come? Well, wherever the treats are, but also what else? What is the other reason they come? They like us. They trust us, right? They want attention. Oh, boy, do they. Kind of sound like, well, a lot of people want attention, right? Okay, here's the next one. How many of your pets know this one? Be cute. Be cute. All right, be cute. Done. Done. Any other one? Done. Yeah.
My cats are always cute.
Always cute. They born cute. Born this way. Yeah? They're always cute. Okay, so see, that one's not even a good trick. Okay, here's the last one. How many of your cats know this one? Love. Love.
Max loves everybody.
Max loves everybody. You know that one? Love? Yeah. Okay. Now I know there's some pets out there, some pet owners out there who've had a couple cats, or I mean, not just cats, but the cats are the notorious ones who can be a little ambivalent about your existence. But love, you have 3 cats? So love is another really good one. But here's the thing. I wonder if our pets ever teach us any tricks. Do you think? What do you think? When to feed them. Yeah, they ring the little the bell, or they spill the water bowl or something like that. Yeah. When to take it. They remind us to take a nap. You see them lounging on the couch and you're like, ooh, that sounds kind of nice. Any other tricks that you've learned from your pets? Yeah.
My pets have kind of taught me to cherish the little things.
Cherish the little things. Great pet choice. I love that. That's a smart pet. How old's your pet?
She's
10.
10.
And the cats too.
They're my cats. It's mostly my cats because they get so excited about like
Tiny little things. Yes. Excellent. Excellent. Any other tricks that you've learned? New tricks that you've learned from your pets? That you've learned? I've learned how to be patient. How about you? Anyone learn how to be patient because of your pets? Uh-huh. Yeah, how to be a little lazier. I love that. That's good.
My cat is a bit stubborn, so
Oh.
I have to be patient.
Patient. That's good. That's good. It's good to learn that. Oh, you're reading? And so I like that our pets can teach us new tricks, and we're never too old to learn new tricks. Is that right? Now, our pets aren't either, and so neither are we. Okay, so today I know you're going to go out and do a lot of fun stuff, but there's going to be time to play with the pets after the service if you don't stay in here, because we are going to sing you out now. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you do. I'm pretty sure you do. It's a little... Yeah, I think you're going to be like hanging out outside. How many of you are going to Peace Camp next week? And there's no FOMO. Everyone's... I know. And we're going to make Peace Camp... We're going to make Peace Camp fun next week, but we're also going to make Peace Camp fun... Like, we're going to make this place fun every week, right?
We're going to do my birthday party on that Peace Camp.
Oh, okay, great. So we're going to sing our kids out to their classes. Let us sing.
My name's Jennifer, and I'm going to share my personal reflection about the animals I've had in life. And I've always felt a connection with nature and animals. I was lucky to grow up with parents who encouraged my interest in exploring outside and didn't mind when I got dirty. One of our homes had a backyard that was bordered by woods. And I learned a lot from the Bugs Bunny cartoons as a child. I learned that you could make an animal trap by taking a box, a stick, and a string. So I would take a box, prop it up by the stick. On the other end of the stick, you'd have a string. And when the little animal crept in under the box to eat the carrot, you pull out the string and capture yourself an animal. The front yard of that house had a deep ditch. And along the edge of the road, the snakes would come out and sun themselves on the rocks, which I really enjoyed seeing. Our pets provide us with unconditional love, and we love them deeply, perhaps because they never grow up and leave us or grow tired of us and leave us. It's a less complicated type of love than that between a parent or caregiver and their children. Due in part to being socially awkward, I concluded in high school that I hated humans. I planned to become a wildlife researcher. As soon as I could live in my own place, I adopted 2 cats, Rowan and Michaela. And I've shared my life with cats ever since. A comedian said that keeping indoor cats, was it perhaps more like a hostage situation than pets? Some learn to open closed doors, some cats disappear into attics or walls, and some, like Rowan, tried to escape through my legs as I tried to enter the house with my grocery bags. When I did have indoor-outdoor cats, I learned to be patient from them and to trust that they would come back home safely. My black ninja, Rowan, was found by a coworker's girlfriend's daughter under a dumpster at a gas station. Her eyes were barely open. She was emotionally sensitive to my moods, very clingy, and strongly dependent on me since she was so young when she left her mother. Even so, Rowan could streak outside faster than I could enter the house. I often worked evenings, and it would be dark outside when I returned home. A wee black kitten in the dark of night was impossible to see. but I could always hear her little joyful meows as she bounded through the brush of the field next door, and I tried to catch her. In Wrightwood, California, the pine trees would drop their pollen in thick yellow clouds. Every surface quickly became covered in a sticky yellow layer. Rowan would return from her excursions outside, looking more like a yellow banana slug than a black panther due to the pollen covering her. My cats were reliably there at the door to greet me after work. Or maybe they just wanted to escape? Either way, they depended on me, and I needed them. With them, I didn't feel awkward or lonely anymore, with their unconditional love. I feel safe here, also with the people at UUCCI. I feel I receive unconditional acceptance, and now I think I like people almost as much as my cat Rowan. Today's reading is titled The Blessing of the Animals by Jan Richardson. You who created them and called them good, bless again these creatures who come to us as a blessing fashioned of fur or feather or fin, formed of flesh that breathes with your own breath, that you have made from sheer delight, that you have given in dazzling variety. Bless them who curl themselves around our hearts, who twine themselves through our days, who companion us in our labor, who call us to come and play. Bless them who will never be entirely tamed, and so remind us that you love what is wild, that you rejoice in what lives close to the earth, that your heart beats in the heart of these creatures you have entrusted to our care.
I look at this service a bit as a counter to partially what our last Sunday in October has become for many of us, a Memorial Sunday where we remember those who have died in our lives. And without fail, each year, we won't just have pictures that people bring of family members, but also of pets and loved ones. And those kind of scatter about as well. And it's also, for a lot of younger people, one of the ways that they kind of start thinking a little bit about loss and of loved ones. And so this service where we kind of remember also the loving gifts of our living pets or those that have died, it's a wonderful opportunity to kind of get a little bit more deep into the work of remembering. And then living in such a way that we don't forget as quickly. So, boy, wasn't that a sweet sight of all those kids and the animals? It's just like such a good feeling, you know? And thinking about the tricks that we teach our pets, and maybe some of you've had. But I recognize there might be some people out there who are just not pet people, and that's okay. I understand. Hopefully, though, there's ways that, like, you kind of see that there's some redeeming qualities to some of these animals that come into people's lives. Because so many of the animals in this world, there's so many animals in this world, but a lot of them are what we would call in the wild. They're kind of out there, free to be who they are, and some have become, I guess you might call, domesticated. They come into our domiciles and they become welcomed into our families. And some might say they've lost their wild nature. They've kind of gone back into some sort of pretending phase where they're not really wild, but they're not fully human. They're somewhere in between. I love Jan Richardson's poem that Jennifer just read, and when she says, "Bless them who will never be entirely tamed, and so remind us that you love what is wild, that you rejoice in what lives close to the earth, that your heart beats in the heart of these creatures you have entrusted to our care." Isn't that really, really lovely language, and especially this idea that you love what is wild. And I titled this kind of sermon or message a little bit to that effect, to remind us that we love the wild that is within us and among us, and that there's a little bit of a connection that we have with our pets because in some ways we're never fully tamed of that once wild animal, I think, right? Evolution and things. That there was like this time when we were out there and we were a little more rough around the edges, and before we kind of dressed up or did things like that, we were kind of like closer to the earth, and then we've lost a little bit of that by natural progression of things, right, as human beings. But when we're with our animals, sometimes we kind of can find that wild side again. How many of you like getting in touch with your wild side? You can interpret that however you want. The wild side, the untamed side. Sometimes it's fun when our animals do that, as long as they're safe, right? I mean, it's not like wild, like endangering a child or endangering another animal, but that kind of wild side where a cat gets down onto their stomach and crawls really slowly, like they're in the wherever the wild cats live. Is that Africa? And they leap onto the little furry toy as if they caught a gazelle or something like that. And it's just such a beautiful thing to witness and remind us that we are never fully tamed. They are never fully tamed, and perhaps us too. My hope is that when we're doing these kinds of services where we maybe have a little more fun, or we bring things like our animals or flowers, which we'll do next Sunday for our Flower Sunday, that we remember the deep meaning, the deep story that's underneath there, that actually still resides within each of us. Stories of love and loss, stories of the wild and the reservation we sometimes feel of being our true selves, our true authentic selves, which might be a little more wild. When we're really free to be us. What a gift that can be when we tap into that, and that we can do that today. One of the things on this type of Sunday that I always feel is true is that a lot of us come with memories and stories, and things pop up that we maybe haven't thought about for years or decades. And so I always like to create a little space in the message for your own words. So in a moment, I'm going to come around with a mic. And actually, maybe I'll have Jennifer do that, because that will help us to bring more wisdom into the room. And so I guess the prompt is a little broad, and maybe it's related to those take-home questions, like what have your pets taught you? What's the next slide, Marty? Do we have that handy? What lessons have you learned from your pets? How do you describe that feeling animals create in your life? You might answer something like that, but you also can just say whatever you want, okay? That's the power of the mic. I'm going to do this here, and you just run this to people. And if you just say your name, if you feel comfortable, it's a way for us to get to know each other more. So if you have something that you'd want to share about pets in general, we got John there. It could be about these questions, but it doesn't have to. Thanks.
Good morning. My name's John Fisher, and when I was a young man, like 12 or 14-ish, Dad thought it would be great for me and my brothers to be cowboys, get us out of trouble, raise some beef for the family. These cows turned into pets. We loved those animals. We could not even imagine butchering these animals. And they taught me a lot about responsibility. Getting up every morning and feeding them in the dead of winter and that kind of thing. And we could call them. They would come to us when we would call them, that kind of thing. It was something completely unexpected when I thought I was going to be a cowboy.
Yeah, I thought you were going more for horses there, but you were really a boy of cows. Yes, that's how he tricked you there. Yeah, I'm still waiting for a cow or a horse to show up some year. Okay, because I heard a rumor that one time, way before I got here, a horse showed up, and I'm waiting for that horse to come back.
I'm Cynthia Scott. Speaking about wildness in people, I often remember my brothers wrestling with each other and watching other young boys fighting and wrestling and piling on. Well, I know from Jack London and other sources of science about wolf packs and dog packs, That is a natural instinct to pile on. That's what they do, cats too, when they're with their litter. They pile on. And so I tell myself, yes, that's a little wildness. It'll pass. Don't get excited. They'll be all right.
All right. Our annual Pile-On Sunday is the June 21st. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
My name is Steve Jasper, and the lessons that I learned about having a dog actually came originally from a good friend of mine, a guy I taught with for 30 years. And I was not a dog person at the time, and he and his wife were very much dog people. And he said once, there are two good things about having a dog. One of the good things is, and he was a fellow teacher, one of the good things is no matter how rough my day has been, and if things have gone not as I planned, it doesn't matter because my dog is always happy to see me when I get home. And the other lesson he taught me was your dog causes you to laugh out loud at least once a day. And those were both good things. And after Junie and I had dogs, I learned that both of those things were absolutely true.
Absolutely. Great. Other stories? Dogs, cats. I know there's a lot of cat controversy down here. Catroversy. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Christy Rossler, and I have had a multitude of animals throughout my entire life, and I remember begging my mom for an animal when I was younger, and she is not as big of an animal person. She has come around a little bit, and I realize now why she was not as much of an animal person, being a mom myself, and it's because she was the one taking care of everybody, including the pets. And so I always tell everyone, I absolutely adore dogs. I only have cats because they're easier, and I am a really good dog owner, but I don't have the time, energy, or effort to put into all of that. So if you guys let me love on your dogs today, please let me do that. And my kids, they want a dog, and I'm like, we've tried it. It's just not a thing that we can do right now. So I know my capacity.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's a good lesson that also it teaches us our capacity, responsibility, patience, love. I think other hands, but that capacity I think is pretty big too. Oh, good, our gecko. That reminds me to update my insurance. That was a joke. Okay, thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
Look at Jesus.
My name is Philip Artis, and I want to talk about a lesson I learned from the pets. And my leopard gecko right now, he's just sitting there. He's not doing anything at all, but he's content, and he's happy to just exist in the way that he is. And that's what we need to do is look at pets and look how they're happy to be themselves. And we should be happy to be ourselves.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Philip. Yeah, that gecko, man. Last year there was not a weasel. What's the other one called? Ferret. Weasel sounds. Ferret. It was the weasel's brother, the ferret. So this year it's the gecko. The year of the gecko. Every year there'll be that one that sticks out. That's so cute.
Oh, I know what I was.
Okay, Kathy.
Wow, it's hard to go after that. That was wonderful. Thank you. So when I was younger, we had a Shetland pony because our parents thought, oh, we need a little pony that won't take a lot of work and a big field and that the kids can ride it. The problem with the Shetland pony is anytime my brothers and sisters and I got on it, it would walk along this big area and then it would get to the itching weed. It knew right where the itching weed was and it would buck you off into the itching weed. It sounds funny, but it wasn't at the time. So we kept her for quite a while, but anyway, that was kind of funny. And my last one was that we adopted two brother cats, and they were wonderful, and they're indoor-outdoor cats, and one got hit. And when Benny, I've had cats a lot of times and dogs, and we don't have dogs either because you're right, Christy, they're too much trouble now, and I can't travel with dogs. But I was very surprised because some cats we've had a long time and you get attached, but this cat, we did not have that long. We had like 5 months and got so attached to Benny Belly Boy because he had this big belly. But anyway, so yeah, I think our pets leave a lasting impression, and I love what you said about how they're unconditional. They're always for you. Thank you, Kathy.
All right, let's go up here, and then we'll have this be the last comment.
Good morning. I'm Elisa Reed. My husband and I have had dogs for as long as we've lived out in the country, almost 30 years now. And I think one of the things that remains with me all these years is lessons of love and loss, because my dogs have brought such joy in my life that it just comes out of my skin. And then when we lose them, that question of where does all this love go? And so what I have learned from my dogs is to keep loving, when we're ready, we'll get another dog, and to spread that love that, when you lose your dog, a lot of people say, well, I'm never going to do that again. It's too painful, and it is. It's very painful. We lost our dog in December, but we will love another one again. We will keep spreading that love. So.
Wow, thank you. I can't think of a better thought to kind of end our time, that, where does all that love go? It continues in us in loving further. So let's just take a moment to meditate on these sharings today and these questions.